Right, so I have covered the listening skill just now. So now I'm going to talk about time management skills. Okay, so the key to time management is actually yourself. I call it the self-discipline or your self-management. Okay, because you are the one who control the time. Okay, but things can get more complicated if you need to have there are a lot of activities that is going on. Okay, so there are four basic principles that can help an individual better manage time. Okay? So one of them is principle of daily planning. Okay, that you need to draft a list of things to be done every day, and then you set your priority right. Okay, you set your priority rights. Okay, and some of the tasks you might want to delegate through your organization. Okay, you might want to delegate to your staff. Okay, and of course you need to have this principle of time analysis. What is really urgent, what is really important, what are the things that you need to do. Okay, so for time management skills, okay, um, you might want to draft a list of things to be done every day. Okay, so this is what I do. If you look at my calendar, there are a lot of things that's written down one. Okay, what are the things that I need to do? Okay, of course now you guys might prefer to use handphone calendar, but to me, I still prefer to write out. Okay, so after listing down these things to be done, okay, you need to set your priorities right. Which things to do first? Which are the important and urgent things to do? Okay, and when you do them, do one at a time. Okay, you might tell me, Mr. Go, I can multitask. Okay, you just do this test. Okay, you just do this test. For example, you write down, you time yourself. 1, 2, 3. Time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 10. Then you write A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, then you stop your time. And you can also say, you can also do something like that. Okay, for example, the next thing, okay, the next step you do is time yourself again and then put 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D. You see which one is faster. Okay, which method is faster. Okay? Then you know whether you can so-called multitask or not. Okay? So to me, I still encourage you to do one thing at one time, do it right in the first attempt. Okay? Or else there will be a lot of repetitive work and then that cause a lot of confusion. Okay? The important ones at the best time you can work in. Okay? So do the important things first, the urgent and important. Okay? You might want to give yourself certain deadlines. This thing must be done by when, by when, by when, and you stick to that specific deadline and you do the more urgent things first. Okay, and you need to distinguish between what is important and what is urgent. Some are very important but not urgent, so okay, that one wait for a while. Okay, I do the important and urgent one first. Okay, if there's any unpleasant task or any unpleasant situation that you face, do not procrastinate over it. Okay, in year one when I in introduction to civil engineering, we all do the strongest modular structure, right? Okay, some team members they procrastinate a lot, do something wrong, why like that, why like that. To me, I say no, don't think about that already. You know what is wrong. Okay, try to avoid it, carry on. Okay, don't procrastinate over unpleasant tasks. Keep moving. Okay, or else your progress will be slow. And watch out for time thief. What are time thief? Things like, okay, I gaming also lah, playing games lah, things like that. Okay, you must manage not saying that playing game is wrong, is no good, but you must manage don't let it control you lah. If you let it control you, then it's no good. Okay, but if you are able to just do it for your leisure, you need to relax, you play, that is okay. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, and you have to allow time for thinking, planning. Okay, maybe a reflection on what actually happened and what could have done better. Okay, so there might be some reading writing and dealing with unexpected matters okay, so you might need to do that. Okay, thinking, planning, reading, writing, and dealing with unexpected matters, but important, do some reflection. Okay, so importance versus urgent. Okay, if the things are very urgent and important, it's crisis, you are in quadrant number 1. Okay, crisis management, you have to settle it first or else there will be big havoc coming out. Okay, things are important but it's not urgent, plan them. Okay, do goal setting, plan them accordingly. So if you are falling in this quadrant most of the time, then you'll be good. Okay, try not to fall into this quadrant because there'll be a lot of crisis management. But normally, if in the workplace, it's all about here. Okay, all about here. Because wherever project that I go in, is going to get LD soon, That means delay. Okay, so I have to quickly get the project up. Okay, so that is urgent and important. So I'm managing crisis. Okay, and when the way you're managing crisis, your leadership style will change. I can admit that I'm very autocratic. Under that situation, I'm super autocratic. Okay, listen to what I say. If you want to voice out your displeasure, what you can, I listen to you. But at the end of the day, listen to me. I tell you, no, this is not. I want to do this. Go ahead. Okay, why? Because I'm managing a crisis. Okay, but also very dangerous. You must take every step. It's very tiring. Because you have to think of every step carefully. Okay, it's not easy to manage a crisis. Okay, so if you are falling under this non-urgent quadrant 2, which is not urgent but important, okay, it's very good because you are setting goals. You are actually doing planning, or you are doing planning, and it will prevent you from going into the crisis environment. Okay, if the things are very urgent but not important, they are basically interruption. They are very urgent but it's not important. No need to do also okay. Okay. There are things that are non-urgent and not important, but people keep barking at you. These are called distraction. Okay, so tell them, hey, this one wait. It's not important, it's not urgent. Wait. Okay, so this is how you might want to spread your tasks into all these different quadrants. Okay, and then you will find that, hey, which are the things that you should do first so that you can prioritize your tasks. Okay, so if you are in quadrant number 1, you have to manage. You have to manage the crisis. There are many pressing problems. There are many deadlines to meet. There are a lot of last-minute preparation for scheduled activities. Okay, you are in quadrant number 2. Good. Stay focused. Okay, stay focused to plan, to prepare, to do contingency planning, to prevent unpleasant tasks from happening. Okay, and to build up the relationship between one another, to focus on the trust and support of one another. Okay, you should avoid quadrant number 3 and quadrant number 4. Okay, for example, interruption. Some calls are coming in, but it's not important. Some meetings which are very urgent, but it doesn't concern me. It's not important to me. It's concerning others, so don't call me. Okay, you know what I mean? Okay, so these are very popular. So sometimes you really need to see which are the meetings that I have to attend, which are the meetings that I do not need to attend. Doesn't concern me. Or else you will be super busy all your time, and then you got no time to focus. Okay, quadrant number 4, which is not urgent and not important. Okay, things like jump mail, no need to clear. Just delete them. Okay. Don't view mindless TV shows. Okay, you chase after series throughout the whole nights. Okay, until when you see the sun. Okay, that is not very good. Okay, that's what my daughter always do. By the way, or because I find, hey, you're wasting your time, you just sleep rest well so that you can focus on your studies the next day. Okay, meeting skills. This is the last part of the lesson, which is meeting skills. Okay, meeting skills cannot be avoided one. You cannot avoid meeting one. Okay, because 10 to 30% of the manager time are spent on meeting. Actually, 10 to 30% is too little already. Last time when I was a PM, okay, PM doesn't mean Prime Minister, it means project manager. Okay, I spend about, I can say 50 to 70% of my time meeting. Terrible, I tell you, really terrible. So I really need to delegate a lot of tasks to my engineers to help me to run the show. Okay, because more of my time I have to spend meeting the consultant, meeting the client, and also meeting my boss. So as to be a middleman to get things right. Meeting is important because it keeps people informed and it allows you to delegate your job effectively. But it can be counterproductive if you didn't manage it well because people will talk about other things and then you sway on to another task. Then, coming back, what's the conclusion? No conclusion. Sometimes you attend a meeting for a whole day, come out of meeting room, what's the conclusion? What's the decision made? Nothing. You're wasting one day. Okay, so it can be super unproductive if you did not manage it well. Okay, but good meetings will bring key people to exchange ideas. Okay, and change their encounter, to share their experience. So through this, you can better manage and decide what are the things to be done, when to do it, and how to do it. Okay, so the purpose of meeting is basically to coordinate various activity of a project. Sometimes during the project peak, I have daily meeting one. Sometimes I have 2 meetings a day with all my staff, one in the morning and one in the evening. Okay, I can tell you this is what is happening to me when I was in Algeria, everyday meeting one. Okay, 8 o'clock we meet, 9 o'clock go out, tell your workers what you need to do. Go and, okay, and even that before that, evening time, I also meet them. So what's the progress of work today? Okay, so and then what are the things you need to do tomorrow? Okay, so we have a lot of meetings. Okay, and then during meeting, I will also delegate specific tasks to each individual. Okay, hey, this part is important. Okay, this line is important. I need you to install this first. Okay, go and find all the necessary valve, all the piping. Okay, go and talk to contractor how to install this. Okay, I want to commission this line first. Okay, so you can delegate specific tasks to individual, and you have to set deadline. Because if you don't set deadline, things never do one. Things will never be done. Okay, so I have to set a deadline and tell them, hey, you have to do it by this deadline. If you cannot, you must tell me. Or because I got other works being lined out, waiting for you to complete. Okay, and it bring all the key people together, and it's a good time for them to express their views, to talk about the issues. Okay, to be open and transparent. Okay, don't think, don't assume. Okay, just talk. Let's talk about the fact and let's resolve this together. Okay, and you will be able to make better decision. Okay, have a better policies and news, and it actually sometimes it can facilitate compliance through group pressure. They all agree, you don't agree, can how okay, so through group pressure you can also um, um, so-called force the person to comply, especially with my subcontractor. Okay, so the success of a meeting really depends on the chairman. So as a chairman, you must really hold the meeting properly by having an agenda, okay, or a previous minutes of meeting. Okay, agenda is basically what are the things that are going to be discussed in the meeting, so people come in prepared. Okay, and you might want to direct the attention to specific aspect to be discussed. What are the real things to be discussed? And you control the time allowed for discussion. Okay, if need higher management decision, okay, just pause. We will ask the higher management. We will check with this, we'll check with that. Okay, don't waste time. Okay, and if any members is trying to digress away from the main point, talk about other things, okay, talk about the moon or the star, ask them to come back to the earth. Come back. Now I'm talking about this issue. Okay, and you may want to summarize the main point for each issue and delegate specific duties and timeline to individual members. Okay, so in my minutes of meeting, I will always want okay, the description. Description is here. I want the timeline. I want the responsible person. Okay, I want the person name. Don't give me company name. I want the person name and which company he belong to. Okay, because if you did not be specific, if you not specific, people will try to push around. Hey, this one not my job. That one not my job. Sorry, your name is here. This is my minutes of meeting. Oh, that's why in the meeting, one very important agenda is to confirm the minutes of meeting of the last meeting. Minutes of the last meeting, very important. Okay. So once they commit, they have to do it. Okay. So are you able to identify and explain what are the 4 management functions? Planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Okay, basically they are all the form. Okay, so what are they? To recap, leadership skills, the types of power that they have, the type of leaderships. Okay, the type of power, for example, position power, cohesive power, reward power, expert power, reference power. Type of leadership, for example, autocratic. It can be very democratic. It can be free range. The employees, for example, they are very insecure. They are very aggressive but cooperative. They are very aggressive and hostile. Okay, versus individualistic. Okay, so how to manage them? Okay, top motivation skill. I talk about content theory, process theory, and reinforcement theory. So content theory focus on what? The needs of the people. Okay. Listening skills, use your ear. So what does your ear means? Evaluate the message, be attentive, review or recap, and you summarize back. Okay. Time management skills, the 4 principles, daily planning, set your priority by listing out what are the important and urgent tasks, what are tasks are not urgent, what tasks are not important. Okay. What tasks are very important and urgent. Okay. And then you might want to delegate your job and you might want to do certain time analysis to watch out for time thief. Okay, and of course the last part we are talking about meetings. Okay, why meeting and how to conduct a meeting as a chairman. Okay, with that, that's the end of the lesson, guys. Thank you very much. Please do your tutorial. Thank you.